Today I wanted to show you guys how I authenticate whether a deal is real or not. And what I mean by that is, okay, let's say you search up, a Lost Origin booster box like it was today. I was trying to find another case for Lost Origin booster boxes, and I came across a couple deals, and one of them was really too good to be true. And I want to show you guys kind of how I go through the process of figuring out if a deal is real or not. And this is especially important if you're buying from like a small like store or like their own website, and it's not through like eBay where they have buyer protection. Because if you buy through one of these smaller stores and on their website and you get scammed, you're gonna have to go through PayPal or the credit card company, and it just becomes a whole mess. So I want to make this video kind of show you guys how to avoid that and kind of what I do to make sure that what I'm buying is legit and I'm not gonna get scammed. So the first thing I always do is look at the market price, and I use TCG Player and eBay because those are the most like trustworthy places where there's a lot of sales. So I'm using Lost Origin booster boxes for this example, or just the case. So you can see here on TCG Player, I will say one thing: TCG Player usually for a little bit older sets can sometimes be a little bit more expensive. I've noticed, or even more recent sets. For example, you're going to see what I'm talking about, but for a Lost Origin booster box case, it's going for around 800 bucks, and you can see here this is obviously a trustworthy seller by their feedback. It's going for around 800 bucks. So now we're going to go to eBay. So eBay, you can see here these are sold listings. This one sold from someone with 40 reviews. That's not terrible. It's all 100%, so it's not bad. But it's around what, if you add them up, like 760. This is a big seller right here, like 740. And it's not a buy it now, it's an auction. 780, 770. So you can see this is probably going in a range of like 750 maybe to like 800, like around there. That's around the market price, right? And I even have just a singular booster box if you don't want to have the case price, because people do charge more for sealed cases. Like there's a case premium, which, if you want to believe it's real or not or whatever. So I found pretty much the cheapest price you can find a Lost Origin booster box by itself. And I just did the math for you guys, and this what it would turn out to be. So the price of 750 to 800 is around accurate for how much it is. And okay, so now we know that the market price is around 750, 800. Now, when you look for deals and you find a cheaper price, you can kind of see if it's too far off, if it's way too cheap under the market, then that's when you have to be worried. So here's this one website. Now I have to refresh it because this thing just pops up here. So look, $548. Automatically, you have to be skeptical, right? That's just way too cheap. $200 off of the market price. That is insane. Automatically, that's a red flag, right? Second thing, where is the website, right? This is a random Shopify website. They're called Dunk Collectibles. If you look at how their store is outlaid, it's very basic. Like, it looks okay, but it's pretty basic, right? So this is already kind of sketchy. I wouldn't even buy from here. But furthermore, if you look more into it, you can see, how this is like laid out. It's very amateur, so this could be like a young kid or something. And I went to the contact information here, right? I searched up their address to see where their store is at, and on Google Maps, this is what comes up. It could just be their house that they put as their business address, but this is already very sketchy. So based on this, I would not even buy from the store, even if it's something else from the store. It is kind of sketchy that this is what comes up when I search up their address. But like I said, it could be just their house, but automatically, this is a red flag. I wouldn't buy from this place. So if you search up for a Lost Origin booster box case, don't buy it from this website, because I'm pretty sure it's probably going to be a scam. So I would avoid this place. Now, the last place I want to talk about is this store. Now, I've never bought from here, so I can't really say much, but it seems to be one of those cases where it's a good amount cheaper. This is where it's kind of the middle ground. So you can see here for a case of Lost Origin booster boxes, it's $660. They have singular ones for 110, so it's pretty much the exact same price. But if you do the math, right, you can see that a case goes for around 750 to 800, right? This is about $100 less. Now that's still something to be concerned about, because that is a lot. Well, it is a good amount cheaper. $100 for a whole case cheaper compared to market is kind of, you got to get kind of skeptical, right? It's not $200, but it's 100. But I did more research, and I looked to see, if they have a store, which they do. And I went to where did I go? I don't know if I went to About Us or where. But I found their store. So they're in Illinois here, and they have, you know, a legit store. There's no pictures of the inside, but you can see it's an actual store. And going there, I just looked at the reviews, and this is something you should do with all these like smaller stores, and even on TCG Player, you can actually see their store. Like I can actually just search up their store here. So, for example, I'll just show you how to do it. It's pretty simple. Just search up their store here, and do like, okay, I think this is it right here. You see, it's in California, right here. So this is probably it right here, and you can see it's a legitimate store, right? And this kind of gives you more of like, you know, I guess it's more of a like realistic thing where you can see that it's a real store, so they're probably not going to scam you if they're like a legitimate store. They're like an actual hobby shop and they have good ratings, so it gives you more kind of, I guess, I don't know, you're more insured that's real, right? So that's what I did to find this place, and they have 31 reviews, and it's 4.5 stars, which is good. And I looked through all these to make sure they're legitimate like reviews and they're not just, you know, fake reviews. So you just kind of read them to see, you know, if there's anything bad or good, and just look around, and it seems to be fine. But even still, I would be still kind of skeptical that it's $100 less than market price. It could be that they just never updated their prices or whatever, but yeah, it is kind of a thing where I'd get a little bit iffy, but it is very possible that this one is legit and I'm just being too cautious. But whenever you see prices that are a lot less than market, and especially when, you know, it's pretty stable, like this is everywhere, like 120 bucks, 130 bucks for a booster box, that's very consistent everywhere. I would be skeptical when things are pretty cheap. So if you're gonna buy from this website, since I'm showing you guys this deal or whatever, you can tell me how it goes. I'm not planning on buying from here because I'm just very cautious. I'd rather just not buy at all than to try to, you know, save some money. So if you're gonna buy from here, tell me how it goes. I did see, I added this to my cart before, and I went to the checkout. You can buy it through PayPal, and you can see that here you can buy it through PayPal. So it would be easier to get your money back and dispute the charge if something goes wrong. But other than that, I'm not going to take my chance on this website. I feel like it is legitimate based on everything I saw when I was like going around to see what they sell. It looks legitimate, but still kind of skeptical because it is a lot cheaper than, you know, eBay and TCG Player. So that's the end of this video. Hopefully you guys learned something, and tell me in the comments below if you guys, you know, ever had experiences with being scammed or whatever. But with that being said, I'll see you guys on the next one.